Yes, that's right. Rise up out of bed. Good morning.
Oh, it's turned into a real yawn now.
So that was fake to begin with.
It's not fake. Well, it was, but it wasn't a lie.
Everything on this podcast is fake.
I wasn't being dishonest. That was like a creative decision.
Right.
Would you call an actor fake?
Yeah.
You would?
Yeah.
Oh, well, no. Well, yeah, okay then. Well, I didn't know what, I guess.
Characters aren't real.
But what about something like Michael Sheen's performance in Apocalypse Now, where he's like crying on the ground, and like they're supposed to be like his? Is that Michael Sheen?
It's Charlie Sheen.
No. What's his dad's name?
It's Michael Sheen.
Michael Sheen.
No.
Martin Sheen.
Michael Sheen's the one from Masters of Sex. He's not from Twilight. Sorry.
Yeah. And he's like crying on the ground, and apparently there was actually
He had a heart attack.
He didn't have a heart attack.
He did.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Well, that was. Would you call that fake?
Yes.
Well, okay.
Martin Sheen's just a real good actor.
I don't know where I'm drawing the line here, man. I guess, yep, fine. It was a fake yawn, but it turned into a real yawn and became real. And
like
we
when Uma Thurman killed Bill.
What?
Was that real?
No, it was
exactly.
Beatrix Kiddo killed Bill. Uma Thurman played the character.
Yeah. So it was fake. It didn't happen. Well, anyway, spoilers for Kill Bill. Welcome along to Film Franchise Fortnights, the only podcast
Ever.
where we...
At all.
the only podcast where we, AJ and Richard, review a different film franchise every fortnight, chosen at random, and usually we drink a couple of sodas while we're doing it.
There's sodas on the table, but I'm not drinking any of them.
There's sodas in my pocket.
Are there actually? You say we're the only podcast.
I got you a Spree Orange.
Thanks, man.
The off
No, it's
brand.
good. I'm in the mood.
Okay, cool. I got myself a Dr. Pepper. I'm just gonna wrap it.
You say we're the only podcast that watches randomly chosen film
No, I
franchises.
said we're the only podcast where we do it.
Okay. Because I was going to say, you know what? I've never checked if there are other podcasts.
I know for a fact we're the only podcast where AJ and Richard do it. Anyway, cheers to that revelation.
Oh, I have to get my fingernails under it. This is one of those. What time is it? 11:04 p.m. Richard and I, to paint you guys the picture.
Ooh, it's a very audible sound.
How are you? Are you feeling recouped?
I'm fine.
You are? So for those not involved in our lives, the both of us just competed in a sleepless filmmaking competition over the past weekend where we had to make a little short film in 48 hours, and we didn't get to, well, you don't get a lot of sleep. Rich and I compete in different teams, but my point is, it's now, what day is it? Wednesday as of this recording, and I'm still like got a few hours of sleep that I need to catch up on. So
You've had more than enough time.
I know. It's just silly. I've just been silly, and now I'm recording this podcast in the middle of the night.
And drinking bloody sugary sodas.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, where did we get to?
What?
So this is...
We watched Kill Bill, Volume 1 and Volume 2, directed by Quentin Tarantino.
So, is this a franchise?
I mean, so last episode we talked about Nymphomaniac, which is another film split into two that we sort of, claimed was a franchise. But the Kill Bill was actually released in different years, right? Whereas Nymphomaniac was kind of released at the same time.
Yeah, so... All right, we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Oh, well, I'm trying to drive it.
Well, you don't have the notes, buddy.
You're right.
All right, so the movies we watched: Kill Bill Volume 1, 2003, directed by Quentin Tarantino, as you said. Kill Bill Volume 2, 2004, also directed by Quentin Tarantino, as you said. Here they come.
Oh, no.
Those are a foul sounding one. Yeah, so the film was originally shown at the Cannes Film Festival in 2003 as a big 4-hour revenge epic. So the decision was actually made really late. It was the film came out in October 2003, and the decision was announced in June 2003 that it was going to be split into two. So, which interestingly made the original teaser trailer, which was literally just like a couple of shots and said, in 2003, Uma Thurman will kill Bill. Mm-hmm. It made it not true.
No, that's true.
But yeah, so the full cut of both films is referred to as Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair. Mm-hmm. And it was shown, as I said, in 2003 at the Cannes Film Festival, but it was also shown again in 2011 in select cinemas, and they've been trying to get like a proper release of it, apparently. Features a longer anime flashback sequence, as well as a few other minor changes, which I'll mention later on. And also one of the big fight scene with the Crazy 88. Mm-hmm. It's in colour in The Whole Bloody Affair. But when it was shown in 2011, some people were like anxious that it wasn't going to be... It was just going to be a double feature kind of thing, but it actually had the hard-coded French subtitles from when it was played at Cannes, so it was the exact same print.
That's cool.
What are these films about?
We watched it as a franchise, as you would a franchise, though, as is tradition with this podcast. And for those who didn't listen to last week's, or if this is just a random episode you've chosen, and you see that we did the two only movies I can think of that were split into two movies.
Yeah.
This was honestly not planned. We randomly select franchises.
I was against it.
And the luck of the draw was that we went from Nymphomaniac to Kill Bill in
after
a
me
row.
ranting about Tarantino.
Yeah. Go back and listen to the Nymphomaniac one. It was a good time.
Yeah. So what's the basic synopsis of these films?
Okay, so it's a classic revenge story. Basically, Uma Thurman plays a woman who, on her wedding day, she's pregnant. Her entire wedding party is killed by her ex mob that she was part of. She was part of like a mob of assassins. Yeah. She leaves the
Divas, the Deadly International Viper Assassin Squad.
There you go. And she ditches them at some point. They track her down while she's getting married and she's pregnant. They kill everyone. They try to kill her. It ends up that she just ends up being put in a coma for 4 years. She wakes up and she's like, I got to kill all of them. The leader,
Bill.
Yeah, the leader being Bill. So the two movies sort of chronicle her journey of killing everyone up to Bill. Except she doesn't actually kill two of them, technically.
Yeah. One she leaves alive and one gets killed by...
A viper.
A mamba.
A mamba, sorry. A snake.
A snake.
Just like me.
But so anyway, she an important plot point is that she, as you said, she was pregnant. She wakes up after a 4-year coma and believes that she's lost her baby. Mm-hmm. And then it's revealed at the end of the first one that her baby's still alive. Bill says to another character, he's like, oh, does she know that her baby's still alive? So the audience finds out at the end of part one. The bride doesn't find out until end of part two, when she finally catches up to Bill and he's there with her daughter.
And he's the father. And
he's the father as well, which is revealed in the first scene of the franchise. Yeah. Because he's off screen, he's about to shoot her, and she says it's your baby, and bang, he shoots her.
Here's the thing. I don't know if you're supposed to hear her say that.
Right.
I had subtitles on, and so it said, Bill, it's your baby. But when she says it, there's a gunshot right on the word baby, so she says, Bill, it's your... And so I wonder if you're maybe not supposed to know necessarily.
I always interpreted it like that.
Okay. I've only seen these movies once before, and I was a lot younger.
Yeah, so... What's your favourite?
I think of the two of them, the first one seems to be the most complete package. The first one is like, cool, it's Uma Thurman killing Lucy Liu. Like, that's our story. That's our setup. It leads to a point, and then that happens. I didn't dislike Kill Bill Volume 2 by any means, but it didn't seem to take itself as seriously and seemed a lot less focused. Right. On what it was. It's kind of like the first one has like a distinct theme to it almost, and the second one's more.
Yeah, the first one's like a 70s kung fu flick, and then the second one kind of tries to be a western in a lot of ways, but then has these like little kung fu bits spattered in. But then, yeah, growing up.
Oh my gosh. You're proud of yourself. No one's going to listen to this anymore.
Growing up, I always like, if you'd asked me a couple of weeks ago, I would have been like, yeah, I like the second one. Like, and I'd be like, and partly because I think I knew not many people thought that. Because the first one's they're kind of like the two sides of the Tarantino coin. One's gratuitous violence, the other one's pop culture references and dialogue. And I always kind of liked the second one. I thought it was real interesting, the dialogue and all that stuff. And then it's not that watching them again, it's not that I'm like, oh yeah, the violence is real cool. I actually just really enjoyed watching the first one. Whereas the second one is kind of a bit more easy to get distracted and enjoy. I mean, the second one's like 20-30 minutes longer as well.
Right.
But yeah, first one's just a really tight package. It's a really good movie. It's really like spoiler alert, I was watching it on my phone.
Quentin's listening to this and he's like,
What do you mean you're watching on your phone?
Quentin sounds like Igor apparently in my
I feel like Quentin would hate that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I was watching it for a bit and then I like
we call him Quentin, like he's our friend.
Just tapped the screen and like half an hour had passed and I didn't even realise,
Yeah, they're not slow movies.
Yeah.
What I thought about these I had two kind of revelations watching these. One was like when people make fun of Tarantino, as we did actually last week.
Yeah, more me than you.
Yeah, the Tarantino, when you define like a list of Tarantino tropes, I feel like Kill Bill is where a lot of these tropes either came from or they're the melting pot of all these. Like, what I'm saying is I feel like this is the most Tarantino-y Tarantino movie.
Yeah, because it's like the borrows from
Yeah.
you know, action flicks, 70s action flicks that he was obviously a fan of, as well as like the pop culture references and the dialogue.
It's a heightened reality and things like that.
Yeah.
Whereas it was worth to compare that with something like Pulp Fiction, which is a lot more grounded and gritty. It's still like stylistic, but it's like they feel like real people, whereas people in Kill Bill talk like
movie characters.
Yeah, movie characters. Yeah, exactly. And the other thing I thought was like I had no. I mean, I guess I always knew, but like. I forgot how much comes from this movie. I forgot how many pop cultural things that we parody now and make reference to now. As it like zooms on their face and goes red before they fight someone and they like, if you had said to me, what is that from a week ago, I would have been like, Kill Bill. But like, I forgot.
What's your point?
I forgot it. It's like, yeah, of course it comes from Kill Bill, but it would have been like I wouldn't see it and think of Kill Bill if it was parodied in something. But if someone was like, what's that from? I'd be like, oh yeah, Kill Bill. Like, you know, right. Like it's such a thing now that I forgot it was from Kill Bill. And it's weird that these movies that I only really saw once when I think I was like 13 or 14 are actually real instilled in like what we make fun of now. Like almost, you know, like almost like how Indiana Jones running away from a boulder is like a popularly parodied moment in it was, you know. It's like the Kill Bill has a lot of those moments too.
Even just the imagery of it is so iconic as well. Like the poster with her in the yellow like jumpsuit, not jumpsuit. What is it? Track
Bruce
suit.
Lee.
It's actually the same outfit Bruce Lee wore in his last film. Yeah. So what did you say your favorite was?
I don't know if I have a favorite. They just feel like one movie. Like they feel like one movie with a distinct tonal shift. I think the first one's a better movie, but I don't know if I liked it more. Right.
Well, yeah, it's interesting because so the first one, you know, just going off Rotten Tomatoes, the first one has an audience score of 85. No, sorry, a critic score of 85 and an audience score of 90. The second one has a critic score of 84 and a audience score of 89.
So that's...
I think I might have... Did I say 84 or 85 for the first one?
You said 85.
Yeah, 85, yeah. Well, anyway, so it's... The second one is 1 point less on both. Which is interesting.
Yeah, but it's like if that was a full movie, you wouldn't... It's not enough for you to be like, oh, it gets let down in the second half. You just wouldn't realise it.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because one of the things that's not in the whole bloody affair is the revelation that her daughter's alive in midway through.
I was going to say, I was thinking about that.
Because so if you watch the whole bloody affair, you're like, this woman needs revenge for her dead daughter.
Yeah.
And all the other stuff that happened to her. And then she finally arrives at Bill's house, kicks open the door, has a gun on her, and then this little girl goes bang bang with a little toy gun, goes bang bang, you're dead, mummy.
Yeah.
And fuck, that's such a good.
Yeah, I wonder
if that was the twist. I reckon that's a better twist.
Yeah, I wonder what the purpose was of putting it at the end of the first film.
I reckon the first film just needed a cliffhanger.
You needed a cliffhanger? Do you reckon it was it needed people to hold? Yeah, I guess that's what a cliffhanger does. It needed people to hold on for a year to see the next one.
Yeah, I think it's like there is something interesting about knowing more than the characters as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, but like that the reveal, the way it's done of just like the I'm ready to kill you and then just completely blindsided by that. I reckon that's such a cool twist, and it's a shame that it's a little bit ruined because it's not the original vision. I mean, obviously Tarantino put it in part one.
Yeah.
So he knew what he was doing, but
I think it is a good scene. There's a lot of good scenes in this movie. It doesn't feel as, I don't know, when I think of my favourite Tarantino movies, I think of something like Pulp Fiction or Inglourious Bastards. I think those are his two best for me. And I think what's great about them is that it's real people. We sort of talked about this before. It's like real people having real dialogue and maybe a slightly heightened world. But like, yeah, I think this is Tarantino. Kill Bill is Tarantino, like being way more self-indulgent than he usually is, and there's like an element of cartoonism to it,
right.
I guess.
I think that's partially in reference to the Kung Fu flicks, because he made sure that they were doing the effects the old way, filling condoms with blood and stuff like that,
cool.
Rather than trying to make it realistic. So I think it's partly because of that.
So I think I think I wouldn't change anything about these movies, but I think by design they're not as good as some of his other stuff.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think they're a whole different beast. So where does this rank for you in his films?
I mean,
you've seen all of them.
I think so, yeah. Okay, so I would say Pulp Fiction's my favourite. Yep. Pulp Fiction I love as a movie separate from Tarantino.
Right.
Inglourious Bastards, I think, is probably next. I'm going to need a list of his films to rank.
Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, Jackie Brown, Kill Bill 1 and 2. How many is that?
Death Proof.
Death Proof, Inglourious Basterds, Django Unchained, Hateful Eight.
Okay, I would go Pulp Fiction, Inglourious Bastards, Reservoir Dogs, Django Unchained, Kill Bill, Jackie Brown, Death Proof. Oh, and Hateful Eight would be after Kill Bill, I think.
Yeah, so I haven't seen Death Proof, Hateful Eight, or Jackie Brown. My favourite's probably...
Those are his worst ones.
yeah. That's why, I just had never around to them. I actually really like Kill Bill, and I'd probably put... I need to rewatch Pulp Fiction to really have an opinion on it, but I really like Reservoir Dogs, and I really like Inglourious Basterds. I wasn't huge on Django.
Django's okay.
Yeah. Well, good. You know, we've done it. We've
definitively ranked.
We've both got our own opinions, and they're slightly different, and mine's incomplete. So, fun fact about these films. Just scroll through my notes desperately looking for something to talk about. Mm-hmm. It's like you're my girlfriend's dad, and you're just like,
hey Richard, do you how much broccoli do you want?
Just whatever.
No, how much though?
Just a couple of heads.
Couple of heads? That's a lot.
Oh, I'd like a tree of broccoli.
A tree of broccoli? You've gone up. It's a tree more than a head?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
How much broccoli do you want, Richard?
3.
Okay. That was pretty easy, wasn't it? And already it's like I wish that exchange didn't happen, you know?
Yeah. And like I just so desperately want to talk about anything else. So, in the first Kill Bill, there's miniatures of Tokyo seen at one point. Do you know? Where would you go if you needed a miniature of Tokyo?
To get one?
Yeah.
Tokyo?
If you were making a film in 2003 and you were like, you know what, I need a miniature of Tokyo, who would you call up?
Peter Jackson.
No.
I don't know. That was my
Specifically in 2003.
Oh.
It's specifically Tokyo.
Tokyo.
No. You've got... No.
Toho.
You'd call up Toho, yeah. Great. So, the miniatures were actually used from Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah, Giant Monsters All Out Attack, which was the most recent Godzilla film at the time.
Wow. Look at that.
We got there in the end.
Look at that. It all ties together.
Yep. There's a Saint Bernard scene in one scene. Now, where would you go if you needed a Saint Bernard?
Beethoven.
I made that up.
Wow. I don't remember there being a Saint Bernard.
You would as well.
Yeah. I'd be like,
There he is. Did you know that? I feel like I'm not being as seamless with my facts this time. Do you know? I pointed out to you at the end of the film, but it was scored by Robert Rodriguez.
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Now I know what you're thinking, AJ. Although he's a director, not a score maker.
But
And
they're
you're-
friends.
You're right. Yeah, they are friends. And he actually scored the film for $1. He got paid $1, and in return, Quentin Tarantino guest directed a segment of Sin City for $1.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And they, of course, went on to make the only other franchise that Tarantino's involved with on our list.
I don't know if you call it. Is it on our list?
It's got to be, right? Grindhouse. Imagine if that was next.
I'd
But Grindhouse
I'd
is more than just Planet Terror and Death Proof now, though.
Well, the guess if you include the trailers.
And there's Hobo with a Shotgun as a Grindhouse movie.
Yeah, no, and Machete.
Yeah.
And Spy Kids.
Spy Kids aren't Grindhouse.
Well, Machetes and
Yeah,
Spy
but they're
Kids.
they're not Grindhouse.
They're not
They're not by definition.
Imagine doing it's like the spider web. You have to do everything that goes in that web.
Oh,
So it'd be
yeah,
like
the-
Spy Kids to Machete
Yeah.
to Grindhouse to Hobo with a Shotgun.
The Tommy Westfall universe. Have you heard of that?
No.
Oh, I must have told you about this before. So there's a TV show. So apologies if you know
Was
this.
this
listener.
St. Elsewhere?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So an autistic kid dreamed up an entire TV show, but that TV show had crossovers with another TV show, and basically the result is that something like 200 TV shows take place inside this one.
Well,
kid's
it's like
head.
theoretically every TV show takes place.
Yeah.
Because of just crossovers everywhere. So Robert Rodriguez, for those of you who don't know, directed Sin City's kind of like his magnum opus so far. He's attached to direct Battle Angel Alita for James Cameron,
Okay.
which is like an anime adaptation that James Cameron bought the rights to ages ago and was going to direct, but now he's off doing his Avatar film, so he got Robert Rodriguez to do it. And Robert Rodriguez and Quentin Tarantino, as you said, are very good friends. And if you ever get the chance or the ability to, because it's really hard to find, there's like a Robert Rodriguez has a whole network in the States on cable called El Rey, and it's they show like old Grindhouse movies and stuff like that. But he's got a show called The Director's Chair, which is like him just interviewing his director friends. So there's like ones with like John Carpenter. There's a really good one with George Miller, and there's a good one with Quentin Tarantino.
Oh, cool.
And they have this like big long, it's like half hour to an hour chat, and it's really, Robert Rodriguez is like one of the most interesting filmmakers, I reckon, because like I read his book, Rebel Without a Crew, which is about how he made El Mariachi for like $6,000 and like $5,400 of that was spent on like the actual film reels. And turned into like, you know, one of Hollywood's like A-list directors for a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, he like writes, shoots, directs, cuts, and scores most of his films.
Wow.
Which is incredible. And It's but then he's never really made, other than Sin City, he's never really made that like one masterpiece. Like,
yeah, it's weird. I like a lot of Robert Rodriguez movies, but if you ask me what's his, like, you know, Spielberg's got what? Well, maybe Spielberg doesn't have one either. Maybe Jurassic Park,
Schindler's List.
or like Tarantino's got Pulp Fiction, right? That's the Tarantino
Yeah,
movie. I don't know what Robert Rodriguez's big movie is.
it would have to be Sin City
I guess so.
or Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
He didn't do that.
Yeah, he did.
I thought he didn't. I thought
he
he
did.
was attached to it.
No, he did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Robert Rodriguez is so interesting because he did From Dusk Till Dawn
He did.
is like the other like quintessential. Robert
Planet
Rodriguez
Terror is the one I would probably think of.
Really?
Yeah,
That's just actually his highest rated one.
that's good. It's a good movie.
But yeah, like
It's better than Death Proof.
yeah, he's. I once spoke to my my tutor at film school about the situation. Just a little bit of insight into what me and AJ, you know,
Don't drag me into this.
how we met. We met at film school.
I wasn't your
Isn't
tutor
that the
though.
wankiest thing? We've got a film podcast, so we met at film school. Insight into our life. Anyway, because I'd just finished reading this book about Robert Rodriguez, and talking to my tutor about it, and about how, and I was like, do you like him, or do you prefer Tarantino? Because I prefer Robert as a person. Like, you listen to him interview him, he's so like lovely and interesting. He, you know, cheated on his wife who he had kids with Rose McGowan from Charmed.
And Planet Terror.
Planet Terror, that's how they met. Yeah, so that's not the greatest thing he's ever done, sure. But I was like, oh, you know, like, who do you prefer kind of thing? And he said, like, oh, you know, obviously Tarantino's got the better movies. And he said, I would rather work on a Tarantino movie because, like, you know, if you're given that chance, you take it. But he's like, I would so much rather have Robert Rodriguez work on my movie. Like, he's the better crew member.
Yeah.
But you'd want to be a crew member for Tarantino.
Yeah, I don't know if there's too much competition between them, to be honest.
Yeah.
I feel like Tarantino is like...
In a league of his own.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tarantino was the first, like, rock star director where people wanted to interview him.
Yeah.
Not just the stars.
Yeah.
Like, even like Spielberg, it's like, you know, he's sort of mild-mannered kind of guy. He's pretty happy behind the scenes. But Tarantino's, he's got his peace signs. He's got his like weird sort of I'm going to shut your butt down interview. Have you seen that?
I've seen the one where the lady's like, why do you put so much violence in your movie? And he's like, because it's so much fun, Jan.
Yeah, he's a weird dude. Like,
He's weird.
There's the interview that someone's like following him on the street. I mean, obviously it's like they're out of line doing it, but like they're just like filming him, TMZ kind of thing, asking him these questions, and he's like, "I'm gonna kick your ass!" Like, he believes that he's actually like this cool, hardened like guy that people should be scared of, like in his movies.
He doesn't even play those characters in his movies.
Yeah, no, but like he thinks that because he writes these characters, he's like. And there's a great interview with. Like the cast of Django Unchained, and it's like on a black network, and Tarantino like really desperately trying to be like, you know, gangster,
Urban,
and it's there's like Cracked did a video where it's like subtitled with like what everyone's thinking. It's so funny because he's like, you know, I'm saying da, 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 and Jamie Foxx is like, shut the fuck up. Yeah, so Tarantino, love him or hate him?
I mean, I love him, but he's not the. I feel like he's the first director you really like when you get into films.
Yeah.
That's the stigma with him. When you've advanced to level 6 like you and me have, like it's there was a facetious comment, by the way. I don't actually have levels in my mind, but you know what I'm saying. Like, yeah, you see, I saw a meme today that said when you watch 2 Tarantino films and a Wes Anderson movie, and it was like this guy being like, "I'm an absolute film maniac. I love film." It's like that's a perfect example of a director who
like it's almost like, and this is you know almost borderline sexist comment, but I'd say that like guys watch, you know, like get into films or like think they're into films because they watch Tarantino. Girls, it's because they watch Wes Anderson, specifically Moonrise Kingdom.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah,
like that's when you're like, oh my god, I'm such a nerd kind of people.
Yeah.
When it's like, I'm such a film geek, is because girls it's Wes Anderson, specifically Moonrise Kingdom. Boys it's Tarantino.
I was talking to a guy once who I'd just met. I can't remember where I was, but I think I was at like a camp or something, and he found out that I'm into movies and sort of, have a film studied film and stuff like that, and he was like, oh, what directors do you like? And like you and I probably you wouldn't have an answer for that question, would you? Who's your favorite director? It's like, I just don't really think about it like that. Like I have directors I like, but
I've transcended beyond thinking like that.
No, I didn't want it to come off that way. No, I don't know. It's just it's like asking me what my favorite color is. It's like, well, directors have good movies and bad movies, you know.
There are good shades of all colours
and
bad shades of all colours.
And so I was sort of like, when I was a kid, I always used to say I like Danny Boyle. So I was like, I guess I'm a fan of Danny Boyle. And he was like, and he looked at me and he was like, oh man, I know it's such a cliche, but I just love Tarantino. And it was this real earnest thing. Like, it was weird. It was like he knew exactly what we're talking about. He knew that it's the roll your eyes, my favorite director is director. But like, it was cool. It was like a real. Like, so, and I think that emphasizes that you can actually like Tarantino, and I do. Like, I'm not saying he's overrated or anything, but it's a two-way. Yeah, there's two sides.
He's
to it.
like the Christopher Nolan of film directors. He's it's similar to like Rick and Morty. Where it's like, it is good, but like, shut up about it.
Yeah, no, this is as good as the amount of fans it does have, but the fans kind of ruin it.
Yeah.
Like, Tarantino is as good of a director as his acclaim states, but so many people get all up on him that it kind of ruins it.
Yeah. Like, it'd be interesting to have a discussion like this with Tarantino himself when he's not on camera and, wanting to shut your butt down. Or like, shutting you, like slamming you. Is that like where he kind of thinks he would rank? Because to him, I think all of his films are like love letters to certain things. And so, if how he feels about his reputation of being this, like the be all and end all of directors, or because to him he's just, trying to emulate who he thinks are the greats. And so how does he feel now that he is considered one of the greats and he's a lot of people's intro to film? Because it's like he's the first step beyond mainstream, I think. Is like, if you know enough about film to understand what a director is, you probably said you like Tarantino at some point. You probably know who Tarantino is. Yeah.
Because it's such a specific name as well.
Yeah.
Where else have you met a Tarantino, let alone a Quentin? Yeah.
Except that episode of The Simpsons where they moved to Cypress Creek and Bart has to read the cursive handwriting on the board and it says Quentin and Tammy went to the zoo. But he goes, Juentin and Jamie. And then makes fart noises with his armpit.
My friend's dad's name's Quentin, actually. So
my friend's dad's name is Tarantino.
Oh my gosh!
we both have a friend whose dad is Quentin Tarantino. Tarantino's kind of an enigma because I don't know. He's like, just got a puffed movie in my seat. He's like Rick and Morty, and like I think I might have said it last week, but like Radiohead.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like there are definitely fans of Tarantino, whereas I don't think Radiohead has any fans. I think people just say that they're fans of Radiohead. Sound cool. That's my theory. I'm yet to be proven wrong. If you're a fan of Radiohead, comment.
Do you think? Nah. I was gonna try. I'll just tell you what I was gonna try to do. That's good content, right? I was gonna try and make like a pun out of Uma Thurman's name and the taste sense I've recently found out as umami.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Do you know about umami?
No.
So umami is like the fifth or sixth dominant taste You have? So salty, sweet. Umami is one of them.
What is that?
It's like you would describe cheese as umami. You would describe meat as umami.
Right.
Like a real Moorish,
Like
savoury. No, not dairy. Like a savoury.
Like salt.
Not salty, though. Just savoury.
Okay.
Like Marmite is like the extreme version of umami.
Okay. Speaking of umami, which sounds like a kind of sushi, it's an interesting thing. So,
Umami Thurman.
you did it. You pulled it off against all odds. There's an interesting thing I read that the bride goes to Okinawa in Japan to get a sword from Hattori Hanzo, who's retired, doesn't make swords anymore, and he says he just has a little sushi shop. It's interesting. Apparently, Okinawa is like widely considered to be the worst place in Japan to get sushi. So it's a good idea for him to set up a sushi shop there because he's not going to get bothered.
Yeah.
Because no one wants to buy sushi in Okinawa.
It's apparently also, I was told this by the person I was watching Kill Bill Volume 1 with last night, that Japanese steel is actually the worst steel. And so he makes her a sword, and it's supposed to be like, the Japanese steel, and apparently Japanese steel is real bad, but maybe that's not true. But,
Well, I mean, whether or not Japanese steel, I think it's Hanzo steel is the best.
True. There's one scene I really liked in this movie, apart from that one. The scene when she meets Hanzo is real cool.
Yeah.
But I really like when she kills Bill.
Oh yeah. Spoilers. Sorry, spoilers for Kill Bill.
And she does something called the 5-finger death punch or something like that.
No, that's a band.
No,
5-finger death. That's the 5-point palm exploding heart technique.
Okay, so she like pricks his chest 5 times, and it means
I got that wrong, but yeah.
it means that when he takes 5 steps, his heart will explode. And he does it, and she does it, and he's like, "Oh, you've got me." And then they just have this real like kind of heart to heart moment.
Yeah.
And it was real like, man,
Where he's like, you were my favourite person, but you can sometimes be a massive C word.
yeah. And it was real sweet. It was like this is that realism that none of the rest of the movie kind of shies away from, which is fine. But it's like it's this cool little tender moment of like someone you love and hate at the same time.
Yeah, they genuinely do love each other.
Yeah.
But they also hate each other for various reasons. Yeah, no, yeah.
Namely, he tried to murder her.
Yeah. Water under the bridge, am I right? Yeah, I'm glad you brought it up, actually, because I was going to mention that as well. Speaking of loving and hating, more specifically hating, Uma Thurman
Hates these movies.
hates. And Daryl Hannah, who played Al Driver, one of the things, they could not stand each other. Apparently, they made an effort to talk to like hotel and cinema staff to make sure that they would not have to see each other during any press for these movies.
Wow.
Because they just like couldn't stand each other. They were like, they ordered to have separate areas from each other at the like premieres after party, and they won Best Fight at the 2005 MTV Movie Awards, and only Daryl Hannah attended. And Uma Thurman collected the award for Best Fight a year earlier for one of her fights in Kill Bill Volume 1. But yeah, they did not like each other.
Strange. Wonder why.
We're like finding out that two people hate each other that much. It's like one of you has to be an asshole.
Yeah. Yeah, something had to have happened.
Yeah.
And I'm calling it on Daryl Hannah because she's in less of the movie than Uma Thurman. So therefore Uma Thurman would be around more people who haven't outspokenly said they hated her.
Yeah, true. Well, to be fair, before sunset, with the, for those who haven't seen it, before sunrise, before sunset, before midnight, is a trilogy of movies about Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy, their romance blossoming with 9-year intervals between the films. The second one is about Ethan Hawke leaving a marriage, and he was married to Uma Thurman at the time,
right.
and was going through a divorce with Uma Thurman, and it's quite heavily based on that. Yeah. So, maybe she's not
another
perfect.
strike against Uma Thurman, and I know so little about Daryl Hannah to like find any other strikes against her.
Yeah, but yeah, so that's quite interesting. That because it was very canon, and I almost want to say that like Uma Thurman sued or something like that. You have to fact check that.
Let's just say it, man.
Uma Thurman sued Ethan Hawke for defamation.
Oh my gosh.
I know. What a fact. What a real thing that happened. Yeah, it was because that was all a very personal move for them to write.
Leave a comment below. Are you Team Thurman or Team Hannah?
Or Team Hawke. I'm Team Hawke. I love Ethan Hawke.
Yeah, I just want to be Team Hawke, though.
Yeah, it's the coolest one.
What's a Hawke?
Yeah.
What's a Thurman? Sounds like a thermos.
What's a Hannah?
Team Thermos. Umami Thermos. It's where you keep your cheese the same temperature.
Or your meat.
Or Marmite.
Yeah, well, Marmite would be the ultimate example. Yeah, so Uma Thurman as well. Let's just pry into her personal life a bit more. She got pregnant.
Oh no.
Pretty bad.
Yeah, dude.
She got a pretty bad case of pregnancy, and they had to delay production. And Tarantino delayed production, stating, if Joseph von Sternberg is getting ready to make Morocco and Marlene Dietrich gets pregnant, he waits for Dietrich. Which obviously is like a hilarious reference that both of us get since we both went to film school. Obviously, if you don't know who those people are,
you probably like Quentin Tarantino.
You probably like Quentin Tarantino because that's all you probably know about film.
Do you think whenever they needed Uma Thurman on set and she was like off at the craft table or something, Tarantino was like, thermostat!
No.
You don't think that happened?
No. Oh. They dated for a while, didn't they?
I don't know. Why would I know these things?
They were pretty close.
I don't think they dated.
I'm pretty sure they might have. He's married now, as we discussed.
And it's not to Zoe Bell, against all speculation.
Was there speculation?
Well, I speculated. Cast her in all his films, and she's not very good.
Oh, she's a good stunt woman. She was Uma's stunt woman on something that's.
You can't just put a New Zealand character in something. It's weird. And in The Hateful Eight, she's in The Hateful Eight.
Yeah.
And they talk about Auckland in The Hateful Eight.
Right. I haven't seen The Hateful Eight.
So, but The Hateful Eight said New Zealand would have just been discovered. I don't think Auckland was settled yet.
Yeah.
And they talk about Auckland in it.
That's real weird. It's weird when not only because when New Zealand gets mentioned, it's like hell. Yeah, but Auckland's real weird. Like in the end of Wolf of Wall Street, they're like, let's give a big Auckland, New Zealand welcome to Jordan Belfort, and it's actually the real Jordan Belfort saying that. But that's real weird. I was like, just when you how you just start hitting the person next to you, when you're real excited. But I wasn't watching it. I was just sitting by myself at the cinema, started smacking everyone.
Why were you by yourself?
Because I heard it was a real sexy movie. I was actually with my sister. It's funny, I was with my sister. We went to go see Wolf of Wall Street, and it's just a random personal story, one of her friends saw her. One of her boyfriend's friends saw her and was like, dude, your girlfriend's at the movies with another guy. That was me. So he's obviously not a very good friend if he doesn't know what I look like. Classic gag. So there has been talk of a third Kibble movie.
Kill Bill.
So
Carl Bill.
Get rid of all the bills. Tarantino talked about pretty soon afterwards was like, I'm keen to do a third one, but I want to give them a little bit of a break. Maybe I'll do it in 10 years. 10 years passed. But 2009 he said, I'm still keen to do it. I got a couple ideas. And then, he sort of said again, and then around the time of Inglourious Basterds, Django Unchained, he was like, I'll do a horror movie. I'm not going to do Kill Bill 3. So, I guess it's not happening. But
I heard that...
He in 2000, I think it was 2009, he or maybe in 2011, sorry, he, someone asked, a French reporter asked him about... Kill Bill, and he's like, you haven't asked me about the third one. And they're like, you're making a third one? He's like, the bride will ride again. Or something lame like that. And then, a couple years later,
fun story. Let's go real in depth.
Yeah.
My parents, they used to be part of something called Amway. Do you know what Amway is?
I do not.
It's like a religion or a cult, but with business. It's like pyramid schemes.
Right,
It's where
okay.
pyramid schemes come from.
Right.
But I think Amway's legit. It's just if you were to parody Amway, you would say it's a pyramid scheme.
Right, okay.
So this is like until I was like 9, my whole life was
Amway.
My parents were part of Amway, and we used to go on retreats where we'd be there with like people who are way more successful than my parents in Amway. And I remember there was this one guy. His name was Craig, and his wife is who my sister's middle name comes from.
What's her middle name?
Janie.
Janie.
Craig and Janie, if you're listening, flip. Never thought I'd ever be bringing up these random people on this podcast. I remember that we would go to these camps, right? These Amway camps, and they would have movie nights. I remember watching Minority Report in Living Springs as a movie night, and apparently I think they watched Kill Bill one time.
Yeah.
And I remember Craig going up to my dad and being like, "Yeah, so they're going to do Volume 3." And Dad was like, "Oh, yeah, really?" And he's like, "Yeah, you know the little girl who Uma Thurman kills her mum right at the start.
Yeah.
It's
Nikki.
It's Nikki. It's going to be about her. And Tarantino's waiting for her to grow up so you can cast the same actress."
You know, that sounds like bullshit.
Yeah.
Like just Craig making shit up. That's
Craig-
actually true. That's true. Tarantino said
Okay.
that was one of his plans. Was we were waiting for Nikki to grow up because in his quote he said Nikki needs her revenge.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Sounds like a good man, that Craig.
He was a good man.
He was involved in a cult.
It was cool. No, it wasn't a cult. It was just he was successful in it. So
Craig, Janie, if you're listening, you were involved in a cult.
no skin off his nose. Like my parents aren't in Amway anymore. Not that
Right, so
that's a
they're
good
good
thing
at
or a
cult.
bad thing. I don't want to paint them in any particular light. I don't want to paint them in a bad light, but I neither want to paint them in a good light.
Right, your parents.
No, Amway. I don't know. It could be fine.
Because your parents aren't canon on the podcast yet. So,
No, I'm sure they are. We've talked about our parents all the
yeah,
time.
we actually, yeah. We know that our mums do not like us talking about penises and vaginas
Well, my parents don't listen anymore for that reason.
because of how much
Yeah.
you talked about it. Yeah, I don't know if my mum does.
Anyway, well, I guess that can't be my continue the franchise then if it was an
Was that
actual
what it was
thing.
going to be?
Well, I mean, it wasn't going to be that, but I couldn't think of anything, so I've got a bunch of joke ones.
Okay, what are they? Kill Gil.
Oh, jeez, you can't kill Gil.
There's an episode of Simpsons called Kill Gil Volumes 1 and 2.
I can't even do that. Should we? If this is your first time listening, this is a segment where we try to continue the franchise in whatever way, shape, or form we choose. All right, here's some I thought of. Kill Bill still. Bill's still alive. She still has to kill him. Kill Will, and it's Will Smith. Killy Billy, and it's like a kid's version.
Right.
I like that one, actually. I think I might go Killy Billy.
All right.
Killy Billy. It's like a kids-friendly version. It's about, instead of murder, it's like you took my orange juice.
Right. Or like, all right. I'll try out with another couple of joke ones.
Okay.
Kill Bill.
Yep.
Cosby.
Oh, don't. Well, do.
I'll do. I mean,
Probably didn't deserve to die, but...
no one deserves to die.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway.
Except for Michael Marsden's character, because he explicitly states that he deserves to die.
Yeah.
Kill Willie. Go a couple ways with that. Groundskeeper Willie.
Yeah.
Or Free Willie.
Okay.
You know?
It's a whaling movie.
Yeah, it's a movie about whaling.
What-
Blackfish 2.
I've got one.
Blackfish 2, Kill Willie.
I've got one.
What?
Bill Kill. And someone is got their billing. What about Bill? And it's about a guy who's like, I've got this bill for a guy named Bill. I don't know where he is. It's the same exact movie, but instead of killing him at the end, she's like, here's your bill. Like, you need to pay
He
this.
gets audited.
That's mine. Bill.
Thrill Bill.
Okay.
Just show him a real good time.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Shrill Bill. It's really loud and piercing.
Just Bill's wife, am I right? Shill Bill. Mm-hmm. You know, just trying real hard to sell Bill.
Still Bill. You know, after all these years.
Finding Bill.
Bill in real life.
16 candles.
What?
16 candles.
But why is it Campbell's?
Campbell's.
Oh, right.
Campbell's soup.
Do you have a actual idea, or do you not?
I was going to go with one of the loose threads because you could. There's some merit in seeing the bride and BB again.
Do you think maybe if it's Nikki's story? So Nikki is the daughter of the first person that you see.
First of the Vipers that she kills.
Yeah.
Vanita Green. Vivica A. Fox.
So do you think you could do a Kill Bill sequel where it's Nikki chasing the bride?
Kill Kiddo.
Kill Kiddo. Well, you'd call it Kill Bill Volume 3. Why not?
Sure.
But then what if there's Kill Bill Volume 4 where it's BB chasing down Nikki for killing her mum? And it's just this BB is Uma Thurman's daughter in the movie. Imagine if it's that and it's just this eternal depressing cycle of killing each other for revenge. And it all stems from Bill.
Grill Bill? Bill burgers.
Brill Bill?
Brill?
Like brilliant. Like Bill does a great job. That's Brill Bill.
It's just called Bill does a great job. There's a sequel to Kill Bill.
Bob the Builder. Bob the Kill Builder.
Oh, no. Yeah.
All right.
Kill Krill.
Kill Bill the Krill. Will and Bill the Krill from Happy Feet.
Yes. Kill Bill the Krill from Happy Feet. Man, they were the best part of that movie. I haven't thought about Happy Feet 2 in months. I've thought about Happy Feet, but Happy Feet 2 hasn't crossed my mind at all, except for the random times we've been like sitting in the lounge and I've gone, I'm the poofin, and I've gotten the poof. So I have thought about Happy Feet 2.
Yeah.
Almost every day.
Kill Silly Billy. It's the sequel to Kill Killy Billy. All right, I'm done with these.
And that draws Continue franchise to close.
Once again. It's hard. No, listen, it's hard when there's...
Hey, no, shut up.
When there's already like a bunch of legitimate pitches out there for the series, I guess. That we're not going to talk about, apparently.
Who would you have cast as Bill?
I thought it was fine.
Yeah? Because originally Warren Beatty was written with Warren Beatty in mind. But of course he...
That's the La La
He
Land
read the
guy,
wrong
right?
script. No, he turned it down. The character was originally like a retired James Bond kind of character. And he turned it down and said, you should give it to David Carradine. And he did. And the character was kind of molded around him because he was like he was in a lot of kung fu films, and so it was kind of made to this like kung fu retired cowboy kind of thing. But yeah, speaking of David Carradine, do we is it disrespectful to talk about the circumstances of his death? Because I feel like you can't talk about him without it.
I think you can talk about Kill Bill without it. What are you going to bring up by talking about this?
No, if you were making a movie about David Carradine's death, what would you call it?
Oh, you've got a plan, haven't you?
Die Hard.
All right.
David Carradine died from autoerotic asphyxiation in a hotel room in Thailand.
Which is the same way that Mulder in the X-Files will die, according to the episode when they meet a guy who can tell you how you're going to die.
Funny. That's not that funny. So basically when you choke yourself while you masturbate, Why
are we going here?
Just
this is so unnecessary.
Well, look, okay, if any of our fans out there...
They were like, they talked about Kill Bill, but they didn't talk about David Carradine. What is fixing?
Any of our fans out there, give yourself a bit of a chokey when you're doing the chokey. No, I'm giving a PSA.
Should we wrap this up?
Just look, be careful, all right?
It smells like cat food all of a sudden.
Have a friend
It smells very umami all of a sudden.
You need to have, I think... This is like if you're doing this kind of thing, you need to. I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to change the subject.
No, I don't.
About why your room
smells
like cat food.
Do you smell it?
It's your room, dude.
But it just came out of nowhere all of a sudden.
Well, I don't know.
Maybe
I can't smell anything.
Maybe our flatmate gave it the cat food.
Probably. This is the most reasonable. Anyway, what I'm saying is, if you're into autoerotic asphyxiation, you need to have a friend who you're okay with seeing you naked, and be like, dude, I'm going to do it. If you don't hear from me in 20 minutes, come around to my house, put some clothes on me, write a suicide note, and like don't tell people I was jerking off.
I'm not comfortable with anyone seeing me naked, so I just probably won't autoerotic asphyxiate myself.
Well, obviously that's the safest thing to do, but everyone's got their kinks, and I'm not going to shame.
Did that come out of nowhere?
AJ, I can't smell anything.
You can't? Okay, good. Just me then. I just have a brain tumour. Fine. It's real strong on this side of the room.
Well, it's not at all strong on this side of the room.
It's very umami. All right, let's do franchise roulette.
All right, you want me to pull up a random number?
Yep. So Rich is going to give me a number, and we have a Google Doc of 315 franchises, film franchises, and we're going to roll a number, and whatever number it is the one we're going to watch next fortnight.
All right, it's a big one.
257.
257 is...
Better be fucking 2 film franchise. It's been split. It's 1 film being split, isn't it?
It's not 1 film being split, but it is a 2 film franchise. What? What are you looking at? It's not my fault. You're the one who rolled the number.
Yeah, but these shouldn't even be on the list because they're not even fucking franchises.
Do you know what's funny is the one above it is Death Note. Imagine if we got Death Note.
Death Note.
The new one just came out.
I watched it 2 nights ago.
We're not doing Death Note, Richard. We're doing Monsters Inc. /University. This is the second year is very much of what'll happen in the third year that we'll get no 2 film franchises. That'll be what happens.
I have nothing to say. I'm not excited.
Why? They're good movies.
Yeah, but whatever.
It looks like you're mad at me. I haven't done anything wrong.
Yeah, but I don't know.
What was the number? 257,
yeah.
right? Yep. Monsters Inc. Monsters University.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you're excited, listener. We tried to put a good show on for you here.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just always annoying that it's like we end up not watching them until like three days past the due date,
Right.
But I feel guilty watching any other films in that time, and then it's just and then we record, and then if we just watch them this weekend, then it's like, oh cool, we'll wait 2 weeks to get another one.
Wait, are we behind schedule?
Yeah,
Are we really?
it'll be about 3 days.
Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry. Like the franchise, the Fortnite
I
part.
begged you to watch Kill Bill 2 weeks ago. I said, it was like a Saturday night, we had nothing to do. It was like 7 o'clock, and I was like, should we watch Kill Bill? And you're like, nah, dude, I'm not feeling it tonight.
Wasn't that with Nymphomaniac?
Nah,
I don't remember doing
I think we did it with both.
No, we didn't. We couldn't do it with Kill Bill because we were busy. We had 48 hours on and stuff.
No, the weekend before. Because I knew it was coming
Well,
up.
tell you what, we can watch Monsters Inc. right now if you want. Get a head start.
I'd love to.
All right, thank you very much for listening. If you like this, check out Cult Poptra on all the other platforms. I updated the website.
Yeah, just been
The
updated.
website's updated for the first time in a year. If you go there, it is now designed so it never has to be updated again. That's basically so we can keep the domain name. Or we always had the domain name, but just in case, I don't want someone else to come up with this sweet name for their vlog company and then be like,
more popular now.
yeah, so we've got the website. So even if you get more popular than us, if you
can
go
have the Gmail.
cultpopture.com, it'll be us. So
But
check
if you
that out
email
if you want.
cultpopture@gmail.com, it'll be them.
No, I don't know what happens with that email, eh?
Well, no, if this hypothetical
Yeah.
people come with Cult Popture.
But yeah, we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes. Please rate and review us on iTunes. That's how you get people seeing that we exist. Any final words? Richard?
How do I look?
Goodbye, everybody.
There's a Kill Bill reference. That's his last words.
Oh, right.
So
What did she say?
she says you look like you're ready.
Yeah, you do. You look like you're ready, Richard.
Thanks.
All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Fucking wasting my references.
Son of a bitch.